On the previous video, we reviewed how to solve systems by graphing. Now we're going to review how to solve systems by substitution. Let's say that I have 4x plus 2y equals 7 and y equals 5x. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute the value of y for 5x on the first equation. So it was going to give me 4x plus 2 and then y, which I know that is 5x, equals 7. So that's going to give me 4x plus 10x equals 7. We combine like terms, so that is 14x equals 7. We divide both sides by 14, so x equals 7 over 14. And then we can simplify 7 over 14, it becomes 1 over 2. So that's the value of x. Now that I have found that value, I can just go back to this other equation and change the value of x with 1/2. So that's what I'm going to do. It's going to have y equals 5x, which I know that is 1 over 2. So it's going to be y equals 5 over 2. So the solution to the system is 1 over 2, 5 over 2. This means that if I were to graph these two equations, the lines will intercept at this point. Now let's go over another example. Okay, now let's say that I have x plus y equals -12 and 2x minus 3y equals 6. I can solve for either x or y on the first equation, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to solve for x. So that means that I'm going to subtract y from both sides. It's going to give me x equals -y minus 12. Now that I have done this, I can go back to my system of linear equations and substitute x with -y minus 12. And that's what I'm going to do. It's going to be 2x, which is -y minus 12, and then minus 3y equals 6. If you notice, everything else stays the same. It's just that I'm changing the value of x with -y minus 12. Now I'm going to use the distributive property. So 2 times -y is -2y. 2 times -12 is -24. Minus 3y equals 6. Now we combine like terms. -2y minus 3y is -5y. Minus 24 equals 6. After this, we have to add 24 to both sides. So that's going to be -5y equals 30. We divide both sides by -5. So y equals -6. And now that I know what y is, I can just go back and enter -6 here. So it's going to be x equals negative, and then the value of y, which is -6 minus 12. Again, everything else stays the same. I'm just changing the value because I already know what y is. Negative times negative is positive, so it's going to be 6 minus 12. 6 minus 12 is -6. Remember, when the signs are different, you find the difference between the two numbers, and you keep the sign of the higher number. In this case, 12 is higher than 6. 12 is negative, so then my answer is going to be negative. So this means that the solution to the system is -6, -6. So again, if you were to graph these equations, the two lines will intercept at that point. Now you can check your answer. You can always go back and plug in the values that you found and see if it makes the equations true. If it makes both of the equations true, then that means that your answer is correct. So I'm saying that x is -6 and y is -6. So I'm plugging it in. So -6 minus 6 is -12. So it is true for the first one. Now let's go ahead and try the second one. 2 times negative 6 minus 3 times negative 6. It's supposed to give me positive 6. Negative 3 times negative 6 is positive 18. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. Negative 12 plus 18 is 6. So that means it does make this second equation true as well. So negative 6 comma negative 6 is indeed the solution to the system.